So I probably should have started this video before I dismantled the cooker, but nevertheless, putting it back together from this state will show how it all goes together, which will help me in future if I want to look back at it, or anyone else who's got this Calor cooker on a boat or a motorhome perhaps. I'm just giving it a sweep out and a clean here. I'm doing at the moment, just taking this opportunity to clean out as much detritus as I can. So you do get a lot. So everything's fairly clean now, so at least you don't have to see the filth. Now, at the final stage, these literally just lift off, and there will be some stuff inside them, and not only inside but outside. It's good to brush them, perhaps with something better than this, perhaps with a stiffer brush. I'm not sure it's a good idea to use any kind of wire brush. It's probably all right. So we've got adjustment screws on here that adjust the flow. This is the final stage, is obviously just lifting these off and out of the way, and that enables you to unscrew these jets with a spanner and get in with a pin and clean them out. But also obviously you don't want more detritus to get in the jets, so that's why we give these a good old shake, get all the crap out of them. A lot came out. That just sits on there like that. The same for the grill, which is down here. It's got these convection plates which just rest on that. I haven't dared to try and undo that. It doesn't need adjusting, but it just looks like it needed WD-40 on it in case I did try to do it. So that assembly has been cleaned as well, or brushed. It's not cleaned as such, but brushed. So we're going to get it in. Again, you want to be a bit careful that you're not getting detritus onto that jet. And when this has gone on, this is what holds the whole lot on, in combination with these two. So the A goes on first. That spring loads the convection plates, and then this spring loads the ends of the gas jets, and then that wing nut goes through the top with its washer. Okay, so that's on, just finger tight really. So what I found was, do it without the springs first, just locate this thing correctly so that that's going in the hole without the springs in the way. Then when it's all perfectly lined up, then put the springs on and put it on. Put the A on first and then the cross one, and that should be holding everything in place nicely. I don't think these come off, couldn't get them off, didn't know how to. These, I've just cleaned these with 400 sandpaper and put a tiny bit of WD-40 on, because the other one actually broke trying to get it off. I broke it trying to get it off. I'll glue that back on, but it's a bit annoying because I didn't quite realise how they go on. So they need to be levered from here, and I used a screwdriver in combination with a lolly stick to protect the metal. Right, so now the next thing that goes on, I think, is this front plate, which I haven't bothered cleaning. Perhaps I'll give this a little clean before it goes on. So we've cleaned this front plate. I just used baby wipes, dipped in sodium bicarbonate, and because that was quite successful, I'm also going to have a little go at this base area here. Same thing, baby wipe, just dipped in a bit of sodium bicarbonate. Try and get some of this off. Pretty much doesn't scratch. Is it also, you can eat it, it's food safe, it's not it's completely non-toxic, and it's also non-toxic to the environment. So look at this, I mean, you could use some sort of aggressive cleaners. Obviously, I don't really have hot water here unless I boil a kettle. But this is just a baby wipe dipped in sodium bicarbonate. Again, baby wipes because I don't have running water. I use a lot of baby wipes, things like this. Just want to give a good impression to my boat safety man when he comes. I just want that cooker to look reasonably well looked after. You know, it doesn't have to look perfect, but it'd be nice if it looked well looked after. So we've put the jets back on, we've put the grill back on, the grill plates, we've put the A on, we've put the cross piece on, with the loop going the opposite way to make a circle, then that bolt goes through with the wing nut. Now we're going to put this, we're going to put this on? Yeah, I think this goes on next. And it has actually a screw inside there, which is a Phillips, and it has a flathead screw on the top here. Quite kind of them to give you a Phillips for the inside. We're going to do the same cleaning that as well with bicarb. Right, so now we're going to tighten these. Let's tighten the most awkward one first, the one that wants to push over. Not going to go fully tight yet, just so that things begin to line up. We're going to retighten the Phillips screws at the back. And the other one. Just check those ones. Oh, a wobbly one there. Oh, they don't do anything. Well, I think they should have nuts on the bottom. Shouldn't they have nuts on the bottom, those ones? I better get some nuts. I don't know where my nuts are. Okay, so again, look, it's just sitting in there. I am going to hang on to this. But I think we should replace them with these. A bit difficult to get to. This pipe's in the way. I have to use an extra arm on it. It's not going anywhere now. They look so nice that I'm now tempted to replace the others as well. Ah, but the thread, that thread might be wrong. It depends what it's going into. That hooks under there, and there is actually a hole for yet another bolt or screw or something there. So that fits better now. So all of that was worthwhile for learning that alone. But now I just need to know whether this stainless steel bolt is going to have the right thread to work on this or not. No, it doesn't want to go. So we have to use the original ones. Let's use two that are the same height, for heaven's sake, so it's not wobbly. Maybe that the back ones were set at a slightly different height, but I think I've taken these all off the same one now, measurement wise. Let's put that back in. Just till it touches. You are inside the grill, baby. You inside my grill. Just gluing the gas button back on. There's some of this amazing Loctite super glue that I like. Don't use a wet tissue. Only ever use a dry tissue with super glue to wipe off the excess. I need to get some more of that super glue. So that's the Loctite power gel super glue. It's really good. This dispenser's fantastic as well. It's really good stuff. I've got a little bit of residue there. Right, so that's probably already set now. Doesn't look too bad. Hardly looks damaged. Now I'll have a go at cleaning that lot off with bicarb's sodium bicarb, and then I'll show it to you in a second. So we cleaned it fairly good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. The main thing is when your boat safety man comes, that just pushes on. When your boat safety man comes to look at things, you want him to look at the cooker and think, well, you know what, that looks well maintained. It can be well maintained. You could say, well, if it's well maintained, why do I need to clean it? But you clean it to sort of demonstrate in advance that it's well maintained, right? So it's all part of making sure that it gives the right message. These just drop on. I found that the jets appeared to clean out perfectly with just a fairly ordinary pin. I think there's actually quite a small pin. So I think what I might actually do is put the pin and the bolts together, because that pin, you could actually hear it making a whizzing noise as it went in and out of the jet, because it was that snug. So I think we will actually put these somewhere safe, but I mustn't put them somewhere so safe that I can't remember where the hell they are. Now all that remains is we're going to see whether this grill, which was just giving me a tiny, almost non-existent flame, I thought my gas was running out and it wasn't. We're going to see whether that has fixed the grill now. So I've turned the gas back on. Let's check these first of all. Bit yellow. Might need just adjusting on the mixture screw. Ah, look at that. That's what you call a grill. There, it's roaring away now that I've cleaned the jet. And now I can have toast for breakfast. Lovely. So a lot of that dismantling wasn't actually really necessary. Really, to access the jets, it's much more simple. Obviously, I had to take a lot of it apart because I couldn't remember how to do it. But it gave me the opportunity to clean things. It gave me the opportunity to get those nice and all that sort of thing. All helps. But really, all you need to do is lift off this top, which just pulls off. You take these off, first of all, they just lift off. Then this top section just pulls off. And then you undo the wing nut at the back, which holds in place the cross spring and the A-shaped spring for the grill elements. And once you've done that, you can just lift out the grill element and these burners. They just lift out. And no more, you don't need to undo all those nuts and bolts that I undid. But I'm glad I did, because I added those new stainless steel ones at the back, which are better. And I attended to these, examined everything. So they were getting a bit stiff, they were getting a bit gunky, and not just on the valve end, but just generally. And obviously the more times, see, this had not been taken off for so long that I broke it trying to get it off. If I had been pulling these off, every year, maybe every 6 months, just pulling them off, giving it a clean, then it wouldn't have been a problem getting that off, because look how easy. But even now, I must say, that one's still hard to get off. That's the one for the cooker, for the oven. So all in all, I hope that helps anyone. And always remember, of course, before you do any work on the cooker, turn the gas off. Turn it off at the bottle, because just pulling off these knobs, you don't know whether you're letting a bit of gas come through as you push them back on. Gas sinks to the floor, and you might not even realize there's a lot of gas built up in the boat, especially a small area like a boat or a caravan. So get that gas off before you start any work. And if you're at all worried about your own abilities or understanding of the cooker, get a professional in. It's worth it. It's your safety at the end of the day. But for those of you who live on boats and have caravans and all the rest of it, or don't just have pleasure boats, I hope that has helped for some basic maintenance of the cooker. But as I say, just as a disclaimer, I may not be following correct procedures. If you can, contact Calor, get the proper information about how to maintain it, and if you can afford it, I would highly recommend you get a professional to do it for you. Okay, thanks a lot for watching.